Good morning, Tigress Tribe. I was not going to do Awake With Me Wisdom this morning. I was doing my own personal reading this morning. And I have been struggling with this expectations. Um, don't seek anyone's approval, right? And then I pulled myself, Libra, balance. And so this message was very compelling because I've been writing about this and preparing podcasts around this, and also struggling around this theme in my own personal life, right? We went into it with blame, that blame game YouTube video that I posted, right? About how we step out of that low vibrational state and into something more empowering. And I think this follows this theme, right? So we went to Blame Game Boot Camp, and we're releasing blame and replacing it with empathy. And if you want to watch that YouTube video, I think it was the last one I posted, I would highly recommend it, because I already feel like it's going to complement whatever this reading's going to be, which I don't know. I started out, like I said, for myself. I was not going to do Awake With Me Wisdom. It is really early. I'm trying to talk quietly. I did not sleep last night. But I'm going to take you with me and just see what happens. So my theme cards I pulled were Libra balance. And Libra does rule the seventh house. Excuse me. And expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Don't seek anyone's approval. So let's see what this is about. Thank you so much. Again, these are timeless readings. If they are meant for today, this is Wake With Me Wisdom. This is the wisdom we can lean into today, that will help guide us to our greatest good, our highest potential, right? Just little messages coming in from spirit. I join you. They're my personal readings, but I tune into the collective in hopes that whatever messages I'm getting from your spirit team and that celestial community, that will translate through my experiences as well and my reading as well, that you would be able to take away what you need to take away and insert what you can insert that will be empowering and productive and beneficial for your life, circumstances and your journey, right? And whatever today looks like is when today is. So this is timeless. Now is now. And all we have is now is to propel us into the future. So now will always be now. And we will always need right now in order to understand how we get to this over here, to the future. So we've got Libra, we've got balance, we've got expectations. And man, talk about being called out the last couple of days. So I did that general reading about the blame game, that boot camp reading, and I jumped in. It was not even my reading. We're really just hitting all the targets. Again, I just woke up. Sorry for my scratchy voice. Not sorry. I just woke up. All right. What else? One more card for this theme here. What are we talking about? Let's do two. Balance, Libra, expectations, ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion. I love that. New phase, preparing for union. The dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt and change, heal. Okay. And Libra needs this reminder sometimes, just coming at you as a Libra. We need the reminder to be lighthearted. We can be incredibly harsh at times, when our concerns become so trapped in solution that we throw ourselves out of balance, right? We forget to step away. We forget to truly drop into the heart and really talk about what is critical about a situation, what is necessary about a situation. And in that, there is healing, right? That is high functioning perspective. Is looking through a different lens and stepping back. And sometimes Libra needs that reminder, but sometimes Libra comes in to say it is being restored. Libra comes in as a reminder, or sometimes Libra comes in as a person who's going to come into your life. That with that energetic, it doesn't have to be a Libra. They just have that energetic way. They have that balance, that ability to restore something, right? But here, I'm really feeling this cardinal lead of taking the lead about something, stepping back, seeing something for what it is, releasing expectations and approval, right? Because when we're tied to them, you're tied to suffering. And I'll go into that here in a second. So ascending, transcending obstacles, okay? Expanding. We're learning how to do this. We're expanding, restoring balance. What else? I want to get one of these too. This is a moonology. What is going on? Hold your vision and bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius, which we just had, a powerful super moon, new moon in Aquarius, right? Bring love into the situation. Okay, so I just want to point out for this main theme, for this Wake With Me Wisdom, we're talking about bringing love into the situation. Here it says be lighthearted, right? Adapt, change, heal. We have expansion, learning, adapt, new phases, change, heal, bring love into the situation, new moon, new opportunity, right? And Aquarius is an air sign. Again, we're talking about this. And I just said sometimes Libra needs to be balanced, right? We get so caught up in the solution of a conflict in an attempt and in a desire to restore that balance that sometimes we forget to drop in back into the body and really align, right? So let's lean into this alignment, bringing love, adapting, ascending an obstacle, right? Which I have a feeling the obstacle today is releasing the need for approval. Expectations, release, surrendering expectations in general. In general. What else? Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. I love that. Lighthearted, pleasure, joy, ascending, adapting, right? Releasing expectations, bringing love into the situation. That's a very Venus thing, knowing your self-worth, right? Knowing your self-worth so much that you don't need anyone's approval. Being so confident that you don't need anyone's approval. Restoring that balance, taking that lead. Okay. No, that's Emmylou. It's too early for that. Okay, we have the Chariot, the Page of Swords. Okay, this is Cancer's card. This is victory. My moon is in Cancer. My mother was a Cancer. I'm a Libra. This is what I've been going through, amongst many other things. So this is very fitting. I told you I'm going to join this reading, and maybe, and my mother's crossed over, but maybe through my experiences, and I always drop other themes. So even if they're unrelated to me, I may or may not share how it is related to me, or I might share something that happens to be related to me and not share that that's what it is. But I also will share any other themes that drop in that pertain that these cards could tell, the story, the narrative, the service that these cards could be. It might look different for other people, but still be just as applicable. So if those themes drop in, then literally whatever I am feeling will come out of my mouth. So we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so already the Chariot is a major arcana, number 7, and I love how we've got 7 and 7 here. So I'm loving those synchronicities. This is a victory card. This person has been to battle. Okay, the Chariot has been to battle. It has been emotional. There has been turmoil, right? But there is absolute victory. There's absolute victory. The Page of Swords comes with new intellectual opportunity, ideas, the beginning of something new, right? But sometimes the Page of Swords can come with swift information. And sometimes it can be sharp. It can be sharp. It can be a painful truth. It can be something, but it's information you need. It is clarity. Either way, it starts something in its infancy, because the page is a younger, more youthful, energetic type of energy. So we have the Page of Swords bringing in this idea, this opportunity, or this truth that is going to liberate something, that is going to provide a balance, right? And this helps you understand a pathway. You've got the Two of Swords, excuse me, the Two of Wands here. And wands are all about fire and passion and entrepreneurship and possibility and doing what you love and leaning into that thing that sets your soul on fire, right? And so it's got that heat. It's more than emotion. It's more than intellect, right? But it's got that fire element in it. Okay, so now you're seeing something. You're seeing something, and there are choices to be made, right? And you might feel stuck. There's a stagnant state here. So we've got the Four of Cups. There's an emotional stagnant state, maybe about which direction to go. And maybe it is because you are seeking approval. Okay, the Four of Cups, it can be boredom. It can be lack of gratitude. It can feel, it can be sadness. It can be somebody in an emotional stuck point, waiting to receive that emotional restoration, that balance, right? So he's got the 3, but he's needing the 4th cup for that balance to be restored. This readers interpret this card in many other ways. But it always depends on the layout, right? It always depends on the layout. So we have these expectations, right? We have these expectations, and we're seeking someone's approval. So we have the Chariot, the Page of Swords, the Two of Wands, and we have the Four of Cups. So something that has been causing great turmoil, a disturbance, a disbalance in your life, you're being asked to transcend this. And I think that there is clarity. There is clarity being brought in. And maybe that clarity is from someone's sharp tongue. Maybe you had just the conversation that you needed, or got just the message you needed to realize that you could rise above this, that you could hold your vision, that you could rise above this, that you could restore your own balance, that you could ascend, that you could drop down from this intellectual or kind of mental confinement and drop down into that lightheartedness, okay? Because things are coming to light, but these things that are coming to light are things that will facilitate that restoration and that healing, right? Expectations. Another way to look at this card is this expectation that that something is going to be given, or that approval is going to be given. So the crow has got these Three of Cups. There's this beautiful kind of emotional stability. When you think about the Three of Cups as a card, it's a card of celebration, of emotional community, of coming together. And so when you think about the Three of Cups, it's almost like forgetting that you have that. You have this already, and you don't need this one. You don't need this one. You can create your own balance. But another way to look at this is trying to emotionally figure out how you restore that balance, get that fourth cup, right? That 2 and 2. But expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Ever. Let's see. Happiness. Right? I said this card can be about sadness, stagnancy, looking to find balance, looking for the answers. You see your path. Clarity has been shown. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. But what I would also help you to understand is that happiness is a choice in most circumstances. There's always exceptions, but in general terms, right? Happiness is a choice, right? And I'll give you an example. I am trying to figure out how to quit apologizing about everything, right? And what I've come to understand is that the apology is for you. It's not for the other person. It is no one's responsibility to forgive us but ourselves. It is no one's responsibility to forgive us but ourselves. And you have to give somebody else that same respect, right? If you are attached to a particular outcome of how the receiver should react or receive your apology, then that is a business exchange, not kindness, right? That's not a true apology. If you have attached yourself to an outcome, then you are still confined to whatever this was that was restricting you. There's no true surrender. And so I have come to learn and deeply understand that if I feel like I really am sorry, and I don't always, so I won't apologize, but if I am intuitively led and truly feel my actions weren't serving to another and or to my core values, and if it feels honest and like my truth to say the words, I am sorry, then I am doing so because I truly am sorry and I expect nothing, zero in return from the person who I am sorry to. Without any expectations of forgiveness, reciprocation, or any other reaction, I am simply sorry without an attachment to an outcome. Right? My apology is my way of releasing myself. So just like people explain forgiveness. So apologies for us, the apologizer, for me. So if you are the one apologizing and you keep watching your phone, waiting for a response to be a certain way or a response at all in any regard, just because you uttered the words, I'm sorry, after a conflict or a misunderstanding, then it wasn't time to apologize. It wasn't your truth. When you wait for that person to respond or reciprocate, it was merely a business exchange and a reactive performance to minimize guilt immediately before even understanding that guilt. Right? That's what attachment does. When you have expectations, and that's just an example. Apology is just an example because I'm working on it. And you'll hear me in my videos and you'll hear me on my YouTube or my podcasts when I say, oh, I'm sorry about this. And then I say, you know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry about this. Right? I'm trying to work on that. That's a knee-jerk reaction. And so, the raw truth about apologizing and recognizing it, is, or recognizing that you're apologizing before you're ready, or maybe it wasn't your truth to apologize at all, is if you did it out of conformity, discomfort, social courtesy, or family allegiance to keep the peace, or any other reason, then it was not true. Okay? And you'll know. So we do this and we expect these outcomes because we are reactively apologizing. When we don't get those outcomes, it restores the same pain feeling we had before we apologized because it wasn't time. It wasn't our truth. It was simply a reaction out of fear or rejection or being misunderstood. We never take a minute to sit with that feeling before we knee-jerk our way into an apology and relentlessly watch a phone and judge whatever action transpires between us and with whomever we are conflicted. So it brings on harsher feelings of guilt. You got attached to an outcome or a construct on how the situation should go in your head or how you should have been received by someone else. And so I feel like this is very fitting, even though this is not about apologies, right? It's about restoring balance. It's about understanding sharp truths that help open up a pathway, that help you restore this balance, that help you understand what your next step is, to help you see outside of the box, right? We're ascending. You're going beyond the need of anyone's expectations. You are transcending, right? Into just straight awareness and just straight pure badassery, that you can just hold your vision with stability and balance, and you don't need anyone's approval, and you will be victorious. You will be victorious. The Chariot comes in to say that if you stay in alignment with this guidance, if you bring love and grace into the situation and you surrender and you start holding your vision and you start allowing this new phase, then you are automatically taking that cardinal lead and lead in restoring that balance in your life. That is absolutely beautiful. So I know this wasn't about apologies, but it was a perfect segue into expectations, because that has been a huge thing for me and it applies to everything. Okay, if I do something because it is my truth and I do it because it is my vision and because I am overcoming these perceived obstacles and barriers and I am going on my path, and I tell someone about it, or I share it and I don't, and I watch my phone and I watch the numbers and I watch the YouTube views and I listen to see, I share this and I listen to see who responds with, oh my God, that's amazing, or oh my gosh, that was life-changing, or oh my gosh, that was my favorite thing you've ever done, right? If I'm waiting for this praise, if I'm waiting for somebody to approve, right? Or maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's a family situation. If I have this vision that doesn't align with my family construct, with my cultural values, and I'm not going to get something because I'm afraid I won't get the approval, then there is an imbalance. And we cannot walk through life that way. Right? So no matter what your expectations are, whether it's to seek approval from your family, from your close tribe, or those around you who you want the support from, but this might be a big moment of learning that we adapt to change. And change and healing might mean that we have to shed events and other souls that maybe no longer serve this balanced path, because we detach from the need to seek anyone's approval. We're doing it for us. You're apologizing for you. You're reading tarot for you. You're reading and studying the books you're doing for you. You're quitting the job you are and going into this other line of work for you. You're stepping out of a religious construct for you. You're stepping out of a relationship that doesn't serve you anymore, whether it is romantic, a partnership, a business-ship, a friendship, for you, right? Without anyone's approval. And as soon as you can understand this, that is your ascension. That is your balance, right? The apology is just an example, but it's applicable to everything. When you do something with expectations of approval, and that is the motive for your action, then that is low vibration, and you will stay stuck in suffering because somebody will always disapprove. So that is not going to work. That is not a high functioning state of being. Hold your vision. Balance will be restored. Do not seek anyone's approval. Adapt and change. Heal. Things are going to come to light, truths, but they're going to provide you with the foresight that you need for that passion to restore happiness, right? Which is a choice. You could choose it right now if you wanted. If you wanted to choose it, you could do it. Anyway, so thank you for joining me in this impromptu Wake With Me wisdom with the Peaceful Tigress. I, again, was going to take a little break, do a general reading later. This was my private time. But it was so compelling and was in such alignment, like I said, with what I've been working through and my own expansion and contraction and the things that I'm diving into, that I dare to dig deep and say, okay, I'm going to need to let you go because this doesn't serve me. I'm going to ascend, right? As I dare to do that, I feel compelled sometimes to just bring you in, because if I can help one person, if one person can click to this and go, holy shit, and release themselves just in that moment, even just a little bit, just let a little bit of that baggage go, a little bit of that control, a little bit of those expectations, right? Then we also take ourselves out of the blame. There's no one to blame either, right? That was yesterday's. And so it all ties together, the themes. And these are all how we can step into higher vibrational states of being and behaving, right? And that's what I'm here to help you do, to lend a hand, to hopefully inspire you to do. So thanks for coming with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for waking with me in wisdom. I love you all.